resort you went to last year. So it's a really fun place to ride. So I think you guys will have a really good time. And also I'd like to thank Chris for being here today. This is Chris Anthony, and he's our speaker for the day. Chris has been with the Warren Miller Film Company for a couple decades now, and he's got to travel around the world skiing. And he wouldn't have been able to have that opportunity whatsoever if it wasn't for the hard work that he put into it and the goals that he made along the way. So I just ask that you guys give your utmost respect for him, because he is here as a guest in your school today. And please make sure your ears are open and that you're listening and asking lots of questions. So here's Chris.
I've had the opportunity to cruise around to a bunch of different schools and kind of share the whole thing that SOS Outreach is doing. Skiing and snowboarding, using it to get you guys out into the wilderness, out and onto the mountains. And it's a great opportunity. So please, if you want, grab one of these brochures, take advantage of it. Because it's not just about getting out there and getting to play. But I just tell you what, this opens doors, opens up great opportunities. And I just encourage you to take advantage of any opportunity that presents itself in front of you, because you never know where you can go. What I do know is it will get you out of where you're at right now. And if you take advantage of that, it's unbelievable what happens. I grew up in Park Hill. I got booted out of about 8 schools here in Denver. Had the idea that I was not going to do anything. Like I just was like giving up on it. All of a sudden a program just like this, it was a lot younger, presented itself to me. And I fell in love with the sport of skiing. And what that did, I don't know, it gave me some direction, but it made me put my efforts towards something. And I didn't want to eventually lose the ability to get on my skis and have fun every weekend. So I started working really hard at it. And like I said, all of a sudden other opportunities opened up. I never for a moment thought I was going to be going to college. All of a sudden I had a full ride scholarship to CU. And it was because of, believe it or not, riding on 2 planes, a pair of skis. And and then I started putting my goals towards something bigger. I wanted to be an Olympian, but didn't quite make that. But what I did learn is that by having that goal, it set me in a direction and still had me moving. And what I eventually got to do was I got picked up by a film crew to go do some stunt work in Europe. And that was 21 years ago. And since then, or even that first day, I fell in love with the fact of filmmaking, just the whole idea of movies, and that kind of opened up another whole opportunity, the whole idea of getting to work with this film company, which put me into graduate school to work with to USC, into their film program. But I also realized that I needed to set myself apart from the rest of the students that were in that film school. So luckily I had this whole skiing thing, and now this film love, which opened up a whole bunch of other stuff for me to sort of accelerate my world in film. Needless to say, it all started at a program like this one that SOS has so graciously put together. And the people that volunteer for this are absolutely unbelievable. So please take advantage of it. Jump on this opportunity to get up there. But now I get to do the fun part of this whole thing, and that's share with you kind of the journey that I've been on in the last 20 years. So I'm going to show you a fraction. And it's just amazing where I went from Park Hill to different places on the planet. And I literally got pulled out of school and asked to go do some stunt work. Then all of a sudden, by being that guy that was willing to do things and willing to experience things, a certain film company, Warren Miller Entertainment, kept sending me to different locations. Now with you guys, I'm going to do a little bit different. I usually have a different routine for what I show, but I thought you guys seem pretty, I'm going to do something a little bit more aggressive. A few years ago, the U.S. Navy asked me to come out and give a talk on an aircraft carrier that was out in, it was actually 1,500 people, all their, all the guys on the ship. And it was such a cool opportunity that I pitched to them the idea that maybe we should film a segment on the ship. And so 2 weeks later, I actually got to fly back out to the ship on an F-18. Actually, I got to fly out there on a cargo plane. Then I took a lap on an F-18. So I did 2 landings on the deck and 2 takeoffs off the deck. And we got to film it. So I'm going to show you guys that right now. And then after that, I got to go to Alaska to participate in this nutty event up there that's called the Arctic Man, which is a 5-mile long race where they pull skiers up to 90 miles an hour behind snowmobiles. And it's basically a big giant beer and Grand Marnier fest with snowmobiles and crazy athletics involved. So you guys are ready to go on a little journey with me? And then, so we're going to go off to the USS Nimitz, and then we're going to head on up to Alaska.
So many years I've spent my summer scheming up ways to save a buck and get on my next Warren Miller shoot. Flying coach in Ecuador, an alternative transportation I had in Italy. The saddle sores I got in Montana. We're flying in that duct tape death trap in the Middle East. I have to admit, it's been a journey. But for this latest effort, I gotta pat myself on the back.